Hey everyone, it's Rachel from Rachel Runs. Today we are shooting with Beauty World Monthly on a gorgeous beach day in Atlantic City, right on the beach. We are shooting some of my favorite bikinis and summer outfits, and I can't wait to show you what shots we got. So far, so good.
Okay, everyone, this is Carl from Beauty World Monthly. We're here at Atlantic City Beach with the lovely Rachel Grant from Rachel Runs. Rachel is a very beautiful model. She's also a very successful marathon runner. She has her own podcast. She's quite the gal. So we want to do a quick interview with her today while we're doing this shoot. Now, obviously, we see you in here as a beautiful model, but you're also a very, very, very successful, accomplished runner. So why don't you tell us a little about what got you started in that and how that goes for you?
My dad's the one that got me into running, only because he started running in his mid 40s and turned out to be really good at it. And I would go to his races and watch, and I just eventually wanted to try it myself, and it turned out that I was also fairly good at it. So it's become an addiction ever since, and we're actually training together right now for the Philadelphia Marathon in November.
That's awesome. You have your own podcast, correct?
Yes, we're on a little bit of a hiatus right now. I moved to a new place, but it's called the Rachel Runs Podcast. We pretty much talk, obviously we talk about running, but all things fitness and health, both mental and physical health.
Now, this may be a very obvious question to you, or it may not be. Your life as a model and your life as a runner, do you find that they complement each other? Do they help each other? Do you find that there's times where they really get in the way of each other?
It definitely helps, just from the aspect of keeping myself in shape. Running really helps keep me in shape all the time for photo shoots, so I never really have to do any kind of prep for photo shoots. I kind of maintain the same physical shape all the time. Only time running gets in the way is, when I'm really deep into training, especially for a marathon. I'm a little more tired and really focused on that, so sometimes that gets in the way of modeling jobs.
Now, as a runner, right now, you're competing in marathons. Do you ever see yourself as doing training, like training other runners?
Yeah, that's actually the goal in the next year, now that I've settled into a new place, to get certified in personal training and focus on coaching other runners. I get a lot of questions and people messaging me on Instagram for tips, and that's like my favorite topic to talk about. So I think I would really enjoy doing that on the side as well.
Well, if you don't mind, why don't you talk maybe one or two real quick tips you can give our listening audience here?
Get the right shoe. People always are in a lot of pain when they start running, and it's usually because they're just wearing either an old pair of sneakers or a sneaker that is not meant for running at all. So go online to somewhere like Running Warehouse, and they can help you pick out a shoe, or go to a specialty running shoe in your running shoe store in your area. You can find that on Google, and they'll help pick the right type of shoe, because there's so many different kinds. It can be kind of overwhelming. You don't want to pick a shoe based on whether it's pretty or not. You want to pick it based on how your feet move. So that's like one of the most important tips if you're going to start out in running, and to start slow. It is a long process. When I first started a decade ago, I couldn't run 1 mile without stopping to walk. So go slow, start off in small increments, and just work your way up.
Now, just listening to you and also having seen you, some of the stuff you've done, you're a very, very, very driven person. So obviously this is something, you're not just doing this for the heck of it. This is something that's really, really near and dear to your heart. Was it your father who inspired? Who was your biggest inspiration with your running?
Definitely my dad, because he picked it up later in life, and he definitely has a natural ability for it, but he also works extremely hard at it. Like I think I'm dedicated to training. He's way more dedicated. He's recently gone vegan completely. He lives, eats, and breathes training when we have a race that we're getting ready for. So he's definitely my inspiration to, be a little more disciplined and to try harder, because I never would have ever thought of running a marathon in my life, a decade ago. And now I run any distance. I ran 30 miles on my 30th birthday last year. So he's definitely my biggest inspiration.
Now, okay, today's Sunday. Let's say you had a marathon you're running this coming Saturday, 6 days from now. What would you be doing now and over the next couple of days to get ready for it?
Well, marathon's a totally different distance. So if it's like a 5K, you don't need as much rest. You can kind of stay to your normal training schedule and just take a day off beforehand. For the marathon, you taper a lot, actually a month before. So the week prior, I will be drinking a lot more water every day just to kind of like build a reserve in my body, and eating a lot more protein, backing off anything with a lot of fiber, and just getting more sleep and kind of just getting ready, because it's an unnatural distance for your body to do. So you want to go in feeling well rested, and definitely no weightlifting like 2 weeks prior.
This is a good time to wrap it up, but I'm going to have to wrap it up with one very inflammatory question. So we have to ask this. You have to ask this. It's a simple yes or no question. Pineapples on pizza, yes or no?
Yes, 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 1,000 times yes. I will die on this. Yes.
And I'm about ready to kill you because I'm Italian, and I don't think pineapples and pizza belong anywhere within 2 miles of each other, although I like them both separately.
Have you even tried it?
Yes, and then.
Okay, well, as long as you actually tried it. I hate when people tell me no and they've never tried it. At least you tried it. I'll give you that. But I'm willing to die on this hill. I love pineapple pizza. If I am ordering a pizza by myself, that's what I order.
All right, well, I'm going to let you off the hook. Even though I didn't like the answer, we like you, so we're going to let you off the hook. I want to thank you for a great interview and for a great photo shoot today, which actually isn't over. We got a couple.
We got one more look to go.
We got one more look to go, but I want to thank everyone for watching this interview. I hope you enjoyed it. Rachel, why don't you give us a big shout out again? Let everyone know your Instagram and your podcast. Any other?
So basically, it's the Rachel Runs brand. You can find me on Instagram, Rachel_runs. I mean, if you search Rachel Runs, you'll find everything. And on my Instagram, I have my website with the links to everything that I'm involved in. TikTok, YouTube. You can shop, my Like to Know It page, and find the podcast link all on my Instagram, Rachel_runs.
That's great. And you'll see more of us and more of Rachel on Beauty World Monthly. Thank you again, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.